Are SDGs, ESG, GRC, NVG, and NGRBC Schedule 17 different from each other? Not really, as I mentioned earlier. These are all tools for achieving sustainability, sustainable development, and good corporate governance by the corporates. So basically, sustainable development goals, environment, society, and governance, NVGs, NGRBCs, GRC, CSR, and Schedule 7 are all guiding posts for practicing good corporate governance by the corporates, businesses, thereby achieving sustainability and sustainable development. तो जैसा हमने डिस्कस किया और हमने सबके कंटेंट्स को देखा, तो आई एम श्योर ऑल ऑफ यू वुड हैव नोटिस that all these all these frameworks, they talk in terms of or they give the guiding post or they give the guidelines as to what the corporate should do for achieving the good corporate governance. How to find whether the corporates are fulfilling their GCG obligations? अब ये कैसे मालूम पड़े कि भाई जो corporates हैं वो गुड कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस को फॉलो कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो उसको कैसे मेजर किया जाए? सो फ्रेंड्स, फॉर मेजरिंग दैट व्हाट यू हैव इज समथिंग विच इज नॉन एज इंटरनेशनली accepted frameworks for corporate governance and sustainability reporting. Let me share with you what are these internationally accepted reporting frameworks. So number one, what you have is GRI, which is your Global Reporting Initiative. Then you have SASB, which is Sustainability Accounting Standards Board. Then you have TCFD, Task Force on Climate Related Financial Disclosures. Then you have CDSB, Climate Disclosure Standards Board. Then you have CDP, Carbon Disclosure Project. Then you have NGRBC, National Guidelines on Responsible Business Conduct. Then you have Value Reporting Foundation. Number 8, you have IIRC, International Integrated Reporting Council. And finally, our own, we have Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting, BRSR framework of SEBI. So these are the different frameworks available for the reporting on GSG, good corporate governance. How does the evolution of integrated reporting has happened? So initially it was only financial reporting. So businesses were required because छोटे छोटे business थे, proprietorship है, partnership है. So the size of the businesses was very small. Volume of the business was also very small. So therefore what they really needed was only financial reporting. उसके बाद में businesses का size बढ़ा and that's where came the management reporting. That means size of the business became bigger, and as a result of that there was a need for management to know the numbers for the purpose of decision making, and that is how you had the start of the management reporting. और भी business का size बढ़ा, that means the stakes were not only of the promoters of the business, but then you also had the stakes of other stakeholders, and as a result of that there was a full possibility of the promoters misusing the resources put in by the other stakeholders, and that is how you had the compliance reporting coming in. From the compliance reporting, then you have a CSR reporting, because increasingly it was realized that the businesses have a bigger purpose than only to merely make profit, and that bigger purpose is to take care of the society and to take care of the economy and to take care of the environment, and therefore you had the CSR reporting. After CSR reporting, you had the GRC. GRC is governance, risk, and compliance. So when the size of the businesses were growing, the need was felt of the risk management also. And remember, it is so crucial. It is so crucial that the businesses can get wiped out if the risk is not taken care of. And there are hundreds and thousands examples where the businesses disappeared in one day because the risk management was not in the place. So from the CSR, it went to GRC reporting. From the GRC reporting, it went to the sustainability reporting, and from the sustainability reporting, it went to the environmental reporting. And now what you have is something which is known as इंटीग्रेटेड रिपोर्टिंग। और इंटीग्रेटेड रिपोर्टिंग का क्या मतलब है? इंटीग्रेटेड रिपोर्टिंग का इतना सा मतलब है कि द रिपोर्ट विच इज गिवन टू द शेयर होल्डर्स और द रिपोर्ट विच इज गिवन टू द स्टेक होल्डर्स it must be an integrated report. That means it should not only talk in terms of the financial parameters, but it should also talk in terms of the non-financial parameters. And what are the non-financial parameters? That is what we have discussed as part of the ESG or SDG or NVG or NGRBC. So that is what is all non-financial parameters. तो आज की तारीख में जरूरी है कि बिजनेस ने नॉट ओनली दे शुड टेल अस टू व्हाट इज द ROI, व्हाट इज द ROCE, व्हाट इज द EVA, व्हाट इज द नेट प्रॉफिट, but they also need to report as to how are they performing on the front of keeping the planet safe. They are also supposed to report today how are they are taking care of their people, and that is what is integrated reporting. And our BRSR, so the SEBI brought out this BRSR, and which is business, it was earlier known as BRR, business responsibility reporting, and rightly so it is realized that business responsibility reporting is not enough, sustainability is also important, and that is how BRR is now changed to BRSR. So besides responsibility, sustainability also has been made part of this new framework of SEBI. So BRSR, SEBI, this is a SEBI's format of integrated reporting on good corporate governance practices by the select corporates in India. Now friends, here I have a slightly different view. मुझे लगता है कि what SEBI does selectively, instead of doing it selectively, they should do it comprehensively. You can imagine in the entire country, if only 150 or 1000 companies are going to comply with the good corporate governance, what impact it's going to make? It will make an impact, no doubt about it, but what impact will it make? It will not make so much of impact. And worse is, it will not create the culture of good corporate governance, which is so much necessary. So once you have the culture of good corporate governance, then things will become much simpler and much easier. So therefore, this is my view that SEBI or the other regulators, whenever they talk in terms of good corporate governance, whenever they talk in terms of implementation of good corporate governance practices, they should cover en masse. Maybe for the smaller organizations, it may be a cost. So what the government can do in such a case, subsidize them that cost, but let them get into the practice of implementing good corporate governance. So once the culture is there everywhere in the whole country of good corporate governance, things would really be very easy, and impact will also be felt very, very clearly. So just to give you some rundown on the BRSR, so this business responsibility and sustainability reporting framework that is brought out by SEBI, it has got 3 sections. So under the BRSR, the corporates to whom BRSR has become mandatory, they need to disclose, they need to make disclosures under 3 different sections. So the first section is general disclosure, which apparently would mean giving the general information about the business. The second one is going to be management and process disclosures, and the third section is principle wise performance disclosures. Under the principle wise performance disclosures, now these are divided into 2 parts: essential, which are mandatory; leadership, which are voluntary. So there are 168 information which are essentially required to be disclosed by a corporate to which BRSR has become mandatory. So that corporate has to report in BRSR, and as part of the BRSR reporting, they have to report on 168 essential disclosures, and they also have 75 voluntary disclosures relating to leadership. Now these 75 disclosures that relate to leadership is voluntary. Now again, in my view, this also should be made mandatory, because it is a good practice that you are starting. So anything which is good that you are starting, why give a choice for not doing it? Because it's going to do good for everyone. So therefore, in my view, it should be included from the very beginning. So what are the disclosures that would be forming part of the section A? General disclosure. So number 1, details about the listed entity, its products and services, operations, employees, holding subsidiary, and associate companies including joint ventures. So the entity to which BRSR has become mandatory as part of section A, they also need to talk about the उसकी holding company कौन सी है, उसकी subsidiary कौन सी हैं, उसकी associate companies कौन सी हैं, including joint ventures. Then it has to give CSR details and transparency and disclosure compliances. That has to be part of section A. As part of section B, management and process disclosures are to be given, and that's where NGRBC 9 principles are duly incorporated. And section C will give principle wise performance disclosure. Some of the BRSR indicators under the 4 pillars. So principle of governance में क्या क्या disclose होगा? Anti-corruption, composition and board structure, remuneration policies, and ethical behavior, stakeholders engagement. Under the prosperity, what will be disclosed? Human rights policies, diversity and equality, wage level and training provided, health and safety incident reporting, disclosing health and safety and management systems. So that will be under the heading prosperity. As part of the planet, environmental KPIs such as emission, water consumption, waste disposal and biodiversity. As part of people, retention policy of the entity, R&D expenses, social impact assessments. Now, why there is so much focus today on SDG, और ये आज क्यों इतना focus है good corporate governance के ऊपर? And the reason behind is, can any business survive without society and environment? And the answer, of course, is no. Sustenance of society and environment is an absolute must for the survival of a business. To ensure that this sustenance of society and environment, there is good corporate governance in the business across the globe. And that is why today, friends, there is a focus on sustainable development goals, environment, society and governance, CSR, GRC, 3Rs, circular economy, so on and so forth. What is the principle based on this, on which this universe is operating, friends? Let me tell you very quickly. This entire universe is today working on the principle of giving. Meaning what? Meaning sun gives us light every day, moon gives us moonlight to us every day, stars give their light to us, cloud give us water, Mother Earth give us so much, rivers give us water, and the whole existence is working on the principle of giving. Meaning what? We consume the energy of the sun every day, but we never receive an invoice from sun at the end of the month saying इस महीने में आपने इतना पावर कंज्यूम किया है, मेरे अकाउंट में इतना पैसा डाल दो. बादल हमको पानी दे के जाते हैं लेकिन कभी बिल नहीं भेजते. मदर अर्थ हमको फल देती है, सब्जी देती है, धान देती है, अनाज देती है और पेड़ देती है, पेड़ हमको छाया देते हैं. तो ये सब पूरी एग्जिस्टेंस इज वर्किंग ऑन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ गिविंग. एंड इन द बॉटम लाइन ऑफ गुड कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस is nothing but this principle of giving. And the moment everyone is driven by this principle of universe, that is the principle of giving, the good corporate governance will start happening automatically. Now, what is the relationship between good corporate governance and business valuation? Apparently, friends, if I ask you a question, where will you invest your money? In a company following good corporate governance, or a company which is not following good corporate governance? And I'm sure without doubt your answer is going to be that you will invest your money in a company which is following the practices of good corporate governance. Meaning what? Meaning वो company जो good corporate governance को follow करती हैं उनके valuations ज़्यादा होते हैं. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है there is a direct relationship between the valuation of a business and the good corporate governance practices that it follows. And this is the experience of the entire globe. As much as the empirical studies have shown as to how sustainability is, how people do investment in sustainability. Just to share it with you, the Institutional Investor Survey 21 from Moscow, from Morrow Sodali, a leading strategic service provider, reveals that institutional investors with assets under management of USD $29 trillion unanimously confirmed that climate change and ESG risks and opportunities played an increasing important role in their investment decisions and their evaluation of portfolio companies. So you can imagine the investing impact that it talks about. Worldwide, the total assets in sustainability funds have increased from USD $550 billion at the beginning of 2018 to USD 1652 billion at the end of December 2020, an increase of 200% in the past 3 years, equating to CAGR of 44%. While funds in India contribute only around 0.08% of the global assets in sustainable funds, it is interesting to note that out of the 9 ESG themed funds in India, 7 were launched after January 2020. In fact, in the last quarter of 2020, ESG fund assets in India doubled from the previous quarter to USD 1.3 billion dollars. So this is what it talks about, the increasing sustainability investing. Now, role of professionals in implementation of good corporate governance practices. In my view, the chartered accountants, cost accountants, company secretaries, lawyers, MBAs, and all categories of professionals have a very significant role in implementation of good corporate governance all over the world. So different finance professional, legal professional, accounting professional, commercial professional, all over the world have a responsibility in implementation of good corporate governance, because these professionals understand much better the significance and the importance of practices of good corporate governance, and therefore they would be able to educate their clients, they would be able to educate the management of their employments to pursue the good corporate governance practices. And just to tell you as to what we need to do is we need not to think about कि मेरे करने से क्या होगा. And this is typically happens because many times we do not take the initiative because we think इतना बड़ा है उसमें मेरे करने से क्या होगा. And that is where I thought, friends, I'll share with you this small incident from Ramayana. As I said in the beginning, a lot of people helped Lord Rama in construction of the Rama Setu. A squirrel was also डूइंग इट. तो एक वहाँ गिलहरी थी और वो क्या करती, वो अपने शरीर को भिगाती, रेत पे आती, अपने शरीर में बहुत सारी रेत को लपेटती और फिर से जाके जहाँ भगवान राम सेतु बना रहे थे वो वहाँ जाके वो रेत को छोड़ती और फिर वो ऐसे फिर वापस अपने शरीर को भीगा करके लाती, रेत को अपने शरीर में लपेटती और फिर वापस जहाँ राम सेतु बन रहा था उस रेत को वहाँ पर डालती. तो ये बहुत देर तक चलता रहा. तो ये जब गिलहरी ये सब कुछ कर रही थी तो भगवान हनुमान जी की निगाह उस पर पड़ी. हनुमान जी को थोड़ा ताज्जुब हुआ तो वो गिलहरी के पास गए और उससे पूछा, गिलहरी तू ये क्या कर रही है. तो गिलहरी ने कहा कि मैं राम सेतु बनाने में मदद कर रही हूँ. तो हनुमान जी ने कहा, गिलहरी ये तेरे छोटे से रेत से क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा, क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा. तो गिलहरी ने कहा, हनुमान जी मुझे नहीं मालूम फ़र्क पड़ेगा कि नहीं पड़ेगा, पर मुझे इतना ज़रूर मालूम है कि जब दुनिया का इतिहास लिखा जाएगा तब मेरा नाम राम सेतु को तोड़ने में नहीं बनाने वालों में लिखा जाएगा. एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट फ्रेंड्स ऑल ऑफ अस नीड टू रिमेंबर. Our contribution in implementation of GSG globally may be very insignificant, but our contribution can be significant as in case of this squirrel. अब जब ये बात भगवान राम तक पहुंची तो कहते हैं कि भगवान राम आए, भगवान राम ने सुना कि गिलहरी ऐसा कर रही है तो भगवान राम आए और भगवान राम ने अपना हाथ उस गिलहरी की पीठ पर रखा और कहते हैं कि वो गिलहरी की पीठ पर जो निशान है वो निशान भगवान राम की उंगलियों के हैं, ऐसा कहा जाता है. सो दिस इज हाउ आई वुड फील दैट द प्रोफेशनल्स कैन कंट्रीब्यूट इन द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ गुड कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस. प्लीज रिमेंबर, गुड कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस is also good sanskars for the next generation. What is the relationship? Just to sum it up, the relationship between the good corporate governance and ESG, good corporate governance and the other elements, if I can sum it up, I would say purpose of business is continuous value creation. Value creation includes all good practices for keeping the people and planet safe. Therefore, it also includes risk management. So, good corporate governance also includes risk management. Value creation is a responsibility of management. Of course, it is a responsibility of everyone. But since we are talking in the context of the corporate, therefore, value creation is a responsibility of the management. In value creation, focus got to be on all stakeholders, including nature and not only the shareholders. So, when I say nature, I mean environment. SDG, ESG, NVG, NGRBC, GRC, CSR are all guiding posts for good corporate governance. तो ये समझ के लीजिए कि SDG या ESG या NVG they are not contradictory to each other. They are complementing each other. As a matter of fact, जैसा कि हमने देखा, अगर हम इनको क्लोजली रीड करते हैं तो हमको मालूम पड़ता है कि most of the things are overlapping. So most of the things are given in most of these frameworks. So these are only guiding posts for good corporate governance. BRSR is an integrated reporting framework of GSG practices by organizations started in our country by SEBI. GCG reporting, good corporate governance reporting, must be mandatory for all categories of business. छोटा बिजनेस है उसको भी मैंडेटरी करिए. समझ अगर उसको कॉस्ट पड़ती है तो गवर्नमेंट कैन ऑलवेज सब्सिडाइज दैट कॉस्ट, but the practice of implementation can be started because the benefits of practice of good corporate governance by all the corporates, all the businesses all over the country are going to huge and humongous. As a matter of fact, the subsidy that the government would need to share on this account is going to be far more than set off from the benefits that would arise from the implementation of good corporate governance in this country. So need of the hour is friends, better to have one single reporting framework globally. बहुत सारे framework हैं तो उसमें थोड़ा confusion होता है, तो अच्छा हो कि एक global body हो और वो global body एक single standard को लेके आए which can be made applicable to all the geographies of the world. Of course, they may be permitted to make some changes here and there so as to align with the local needs and requirements. All corporates, irrespective of size, should be brought in within the good corporate governance framework. So in conclusion, Ram Rajya, good corporate governance and sustainability are all closely connected. Sustainability and business valuations are also closely related. Following principles of good corporate governance in every walk of life is not a matter of choice or option, rather it is an imperative. Further, it is an absolute must for our own good and that of the planet. So with this, I come to the close of my session, friends. I still have 5 minutes left. In case if any one of you would like to ask me any question, you are most welcome to do that.